Welcome to Roadmap to Understanding Porch Stories. I got my nephew Jesse hanging out with me tonight,
Hello.
Saturday night. He's back here doing some stuff, and we were talking, and I started to tell him a story just before he got up to go in. And it's a really great story, so I figured I'd go ahead and record it just right here on the spot. So I'm taking that November challenge to not shave, and so far I'm winning. I haven't shaved yet. Looking forward to December 1st, though, to be honest with you. It is itchy as hell. Anyway, and we all know I smoke cigarettes, so get over it. I smoke 5 to 7 of these things a day. Organic tobacco, and then I have a diet and exercise program all wrapped up around all of it to help combat that. Plus, a healthy dose of marijuana here and there, and it does help clean those things up as well. So, anybody who wants to give me any crap about smoking, there's the speech you're going to get canned, delivered. There you are. Anyway, back to the story. So we're listening to this Wheatus song, uh, Teenage Dirtbag. And in this song, the guy mentions about, hey, why don't you come listen to Iron Maiden with me, maybe? And I typed up some comments. This is my kind of woman, the way the song ends. The way the song ends is she shows up with tickets to Iron Maiden. And come with me Friday, don't say maybe, is the line. And it reminded me of when I went to see Iron Maiden. Okay, I went to see Iron Maiden for free, the one and only time I got to see one of my all-time favorite bands that I've loved since high school. Okay, since the first time I heard the Cuts, Somewhere in Time album. I have loved this band so, and how I got to see this band is it's a cool story. It comes from my cab days. I was driving cab here in Chico, California. I picked up a local DJ here named Meatwad. That's his stage name, his DJ name. And this guy's a real true life like rock and roll DJ. Like I would recommend anybody to listen to his show because he's what a DJ should be. And he showed me that in the experience I had with him, in which I ended up with Iron Maiden tickets, and he taught me a valuable lesson.
What was that?
And this story goes back a bit further when I had a trip with my buddy Pete to LA, trying to get this movie made, The Suicide Flowers. And we were hanging out with the lead singer from Power Man 5000, Spider. And first, I want to tell you people that how he looks on stage is how he looks in real life. He lives it. He lives it, and that's rock and roll. If you're gonna do it right, that you live it, and he does. He absolutely lives it. I will give him rock and roll credit after meeting the man and spending a weekend hanging out with him, having dinner with him, having coffee with him. He's funny. He's very funny. Anyway, he was telling me this story while we're standing out on next to the Rainbow Room at this restaurant and standing on the street. And I tell him I'm from Chico, and he's like, "Oh man, I got to tell you this story about this night I almost died in Chico." Now I already knew where this story was going to go because I'm from Chico, and but I have to tell you that the way he told the story was great because he got very animated, and I want you to picture this guy standing on the street at night with this guy looking the way that he does now. And at the time, I had long hair down to about here, and was wearing a goatee only. Okay, and he is standing there, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I almost died in Chico one night. Okay, like I'm standing in front of the senator, and it's after the show, and this guy comes walking up to me." And as he's walking up to me, he's got his hand in his pocket. And I'm like going, "Oh shit, man! Oh God, I'm gonna get shot." He's like, hey Spider, hey man, hey man, hey!" And when he pulls out a pipe and a lighter. And I looked at him and I went, "No shit, you were in Chico, dumbass." So that's why Spider and I didn't get along the rest of the weekend. And I have passed it along to Pete to pass along to Spider, who I'm sure doesn't want to speak to me for that reason alone. And I don't blame him for it, especially after the way this story ends, where I learned the lesson of why I shouldn't have said what I said, and I should have been a little more serious about it. But so the rest of the weekend, him and I didn't quite get along very well, and understandably so after that dick move I made. Okay, so I pick up Meatwad when I'm driving cab, and Meatwad, I tell him this story because he's a DJ and I want to impress the DJ, cab driver, whole thing, right? And he's like, "You dumb motherfucker." I said, "What?" And he points to a tattoo on his arm of Dimebag Darrell. who was shot on stage. And right there, I went, you know what, man? You're right. You're absolutely right. I owe Spider an apology. So even here publicly, I'm saying, like, hey, Spider, I'm sorry. Dick move. My bad. And that DJ ended up giving me free tickets to Iron Maiden for Father's Day that year. My last wife and I were still getting along at the time. We did get married for a reason. It wasn't all bad. Uh, and when we went up there, we borrowed my dad's truck, and my dad had handicap plates. So we're driving up for parking, and they keep waving us forward and waving us forward and waving us forward, and we're like, what the fuck is going on here? Why do they keep waving us forward? So we get to the top of the hill, and we're like, oh shit, we got the handicap plates. And then we get to go to the VIP entry as well. So not only do I get free lawn tickets, I get VIP parking area for the handicap plates and into the VIP entry. And I have to believe that this is universal karma for me owning up to it when Meatwad called me out on it. Because he was right. And instead of being a dick about it and trying to defend myself for my dickish behavior, right there on the spot when the man who had the wisdom to do it called me out on it, I owned up to that shit and went, you know what, you're right. And here I am publicly issuing an apology to Spider for being a dick that night. Sorry. So, if you want to know what kind of man I am, I think I just gave you a great example of that. And that's how my life gave me the results to show me just how well karma works and how instant it can be. That's why I always try and do what the exact right thing is in the moment. And when I fuck up, I own up to it when somebody calls me out on it. But if nobody ever calls me out on it, well, shit, I never would have known, and Spider would have legitimately had a reason to keep hating my ass for a long time. So I hope that that message got passed on to him by my brother Pete. And let's take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes. And no, that was not a Bruce Dickinson impersonation. I don't do those. But anyway, take 5 minutes and think about if there's anything you really hope people don't fucking call you out on. Think about those moments in life that you thought were pretty fucking funny at somebody else's expense. And then take another 5 minutes and think about how many people have laughed at you. And wonder how often you had it coming to you based on the people you laughed at in your past. Think about that. I do when I know people are laughing at me. Because I was not always the man I am now. And let's just say that I have mellowed considerably, if any of you can believe that shit. Anyway, I will talk to you all later. Have a great weekend. Later.